Sports coverage of the NBA playoffs leads us to Game 4 of this year's NBA Finals. We're at Wells Fargo Center, where tonight the Philadelphia 76ers playing host to the LA Clippers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They lead this finals 3 games to none. And the big win in Game 3 means they can win it all here tonight on the road in Game 4.
And the big thing right here is to not think about getting it back to your place. You want to win this game right here and right now. Don't extend this series any further.
Clippers have got it. And counted at the rim.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Simmons with it. Down 2. Marcin Gortat. Tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
George buries it. It's a 3. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Leonard to George. Leonard. Oh, that's how it's done.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Sixers control it. Drive by Harris, but a shot won't go. Beverly into the front court. 8-2 our score. To Paul George. Simmons into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Kawhi Leonard pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Joel Embiid. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Leonard. George to Leonard. Trying to cash in. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Yeah, I've been in this situation before. Just raise your hand. We got to switch.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Free throws coming up.
You never really want to foul a shooter, but if you do, ensure they're going to have a tough time converting. That's good knowledge of personnel.
Ben Simmons, couple of free throws on the way. 56% for his career. And he connects on the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. To Leonard. Beverly. Kawhi Leonard. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Smith with the basketball. 12-6 our score. Knocked loose. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Leonard. George. Man, that was a tough shot.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Here's Simmons with it up top. Right now, down 7. Nothing going here on that drive. Simmons to Embiid. No good. defense catching a break. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Leonard to George. Leonard to Paul George. 5 on the shot clock. Going to launch beyond the arc. He made his first effort, but not that time. Simmons with it. They trail by 7. Down for Smith. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
In the front court comes Simmons. Margins 8. To Richardson. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Leonard. Well, this could be a sign of things to come. He's 3 of 4 from downtown to start the game.
And a dangerous thing for the defensive team, he has fresh legs. That was great lift on that jump shot.
Simmons with it. Trailing by 11. Knocked loose. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcin Gortat. So possession stays with Philadelphia. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Richardson. Simmons. That is great vision to set it up. Josh Richardson. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Leonard. Paul George. To Leonard. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Simmons to Embiid. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Leonard to Gortat. Can't connect from in close. Simmons into the front court. Down 11. To Embiid. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Hustle pays off. They've got the possession. Leonard to George. Leonard to Paul George. Fires the 3. Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Screen coming. Leonard. Textbook defense. Here's Simmons with it up top. His team down 9. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Ben Simmons. He's got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First try, no good. No good on the first, no good on the second. 0 for 2. Leonard to Gilgeous-Alexander. Leonard to George. Williams to Leonard. No good. No daylight. Great defense.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Richardson to Simmons. The drive, right to the basket. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
Oh, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw up and good as he finishes off the three-point play. The lead is down to 6. LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Simmons with it. 9-point margin. Short jumper off the mark. George. Well, this could be a sign of things to come. He's 3 of 4 from downtown to start the game.
And a dangerous thing for the defensive team, he has fresh legs. That was great lift on that jump shot.
Simmons. Wide open look, won't go.
Psychological warfare by the defense. I see they baited him into that shot. They'll give him that all night long.
Big finish at the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Simmons to Horford. Another chance.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. PG lets it fly. Oh, and a putback.
Now, while everybody was staring at the fly of the ball on the defensive end, he was busy carving out space, being active, getting that offensive rebound. That's his second offensive rebound in the first quarter.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Simmons to Horford. With a drop step. With the basket after a nice drop step.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Leonard, beyond the arc for 3. Knocks it down, and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
The defender cannot be caught with his hand staying in the cookie jar. What I mean, contesting that pocket. You have to keep that hand going in and out, going in and out. Keep the offensive player thinking about where your hands are at all times.
And he converts on the free throw. Sixers have the basketball.
I got him. Here we go. Here we go.
Simmons to Embiid. Joel Embiid looking good. 4 for 5.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Leonard to Williams. Shot from the lane won't go. In the front court comes Simmons. Down a bundle. Kawhi Leonard with a piece. Kawhi Leonard sends it away. That's Leonard out of bounds. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Leonard to Paul George. Paul George. He's now 4 for 6.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Embiid. Has a look. The shot missed by Smith.
And as a shooter, this is when you start to second-guess your shot. You've had 3 wide-open shots that you just can't put through the net, but still, keep hunting your shot.
Leonard. To George. LA with 4 to shoot. George missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Simmons with it. His guys down big. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
As a rookie last year, Ben Simmons averaged 16 points a game and posted 12 triple-doubles, the second most by any rookie in NBA history. Or was last year really his rookie year? We can debate that one later.
Leonard to Parker. Curling inside. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Whew, I don't think anyone saw this one coming. But it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Simmons into the front court. Counting down towards 1 minute to play here in the opening quarter. Leonard to Williams. Oh, had him going there for a second. Gets a look. Can't hit. Here's Simmons with it up top. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. Slams it down. Big finish for Joel Embiid.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Lays it up and in.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Sixers control it. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Finally. I mean, finally something goes their way. I don't think I need to tell you, but this has been a disaster of a first quarter. They just need somebody to get hot, and then they need to come together as a team and get a few stops.
We're 1 quarter down in Game 4, and we're back after this. You're tuned into the NBA Finals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. George. Gilgeous-Alexander. George. Offensive rebound to Korver. George. He continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
for three. You need a brick wall to defend this guy. One of the best in the game, Kyle Korver.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Joseph with it. He'll run the offense. Gets it in the left corner. Kicks it around the perimeter to Tobias Harris. Has a chance. Harris's shot won't go. George, smothering D.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
To Gortat. Korver. From long range.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. And hits the first free throw. Knocks down the second free throw. Perfect from the line. Hits all three of them. It's in the hands of Philadelphia. To Embiid. Scores from the post.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Williams into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Beverly. Trying to cash in. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
To Tobias Harris. No good, but 2 shots coming up for Joel Embiid.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First one, count it. Able to convert on both free throws. Leonard. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Runner here, won't go. Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Here's a chance from long range. Can't do much better than that. Kyle Korver misses the shot.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Nice follow-up on the dunk there. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Sixers have the basketball. Leonard. They'll get it down low to Harrell. To Korver. Beverly. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Off the penetration, almost, but no good. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Message received. Well defended. Great feed. Montrezl Harrell able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Pick up. Watch the stick on your right.
Leonard to Corver. Lets it fly from long range. That's good D. Shot no good. Kawhi Leonard snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Corver. 4-3. No good. Joseph with it. Looking to make something happen. Harris to the basket, but his shot stays out.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Off the mark. No good. Now a pass stolen by the Sixers. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Leonard to Beverly. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Well defended. To Tobias Harris. And he finishes at the rim. Timeout called here by the Clippers, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with this steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Simmons to Richardson. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Leonard to Paul George. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Simmons to Embiid. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Paul George to Beverly. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. To Leonard. Fires the 3. And the reward, he's going to the line.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximal effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Second one's no good. One more coming. Hits that one to go 2 for 3 on the trip. Simmons to Richardson. Josh Richardson, 3 for 6 now.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
George, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. George to Leonard. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Beverly. Offensive and a putback slam.
Woo, That's nasty right there.
Simmons with it. Down a bundle. Oh, Ben Simmons. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Nothing going here on that drive. LA with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. Jumper's good.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Simmons to Tobias Harris. He was hacked. They let it go. Leonard to Beverly. Beyond the arc for 3. Patrick Beverly stepping up, hits the 3.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Marcin Gortat, huge block. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcin Gortat. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Clippers have the basketball. Paul George to Leonard. And count the basket inside.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Into the front court comes Simmons. His guys down big. Count the bucket for 2.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Simmons to Embiid. Has a look. Can't connect.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Leonard. Off the mark. To Richardson. And it's Leonard there to clear the rebound. Screen coming. The Clippers with 4 to shoot to Leonard. For 3. And Kawhi Leonard buries the 3.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
To Richardson. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Josh Richardson at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 78% at the line. Good bounce back. Hits his second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Yes, Marcin Gortat. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots. Late heave to beat the buzzer. We reached halftime here in Game 4. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. The Clippers dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The 76ers have yet to appear after one half of basketball. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. These are the guys getting buckets for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Defense.
The Los Angeles Clippers are using defense to create offense, and it's coming off blocks and steals. They're putting in work on both ends of the court.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard is up in the air swatting shots. When he's not doing that, he's down on the floor making steals. Who wouldn't be impressed by a first half like that?
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
It's LA Clippers ball. George to Gortat. Kicks it outside. Gortat to Beverly. Now a steal by Philly.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Driving right to the basket. Yes! And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Tobias Harris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. Beverly into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. To Leonard. George add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Sixers control it. Paul George with the block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Embiid knocked loose, and that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. It remains Sixers basketball. Simmons. To Richardson. Slams it down. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. Leonard to Beverly. Leonard can't go down. Smothering defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Richardson from long range. And Josh Richardson, zero hesitation on that one. Buries the three.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Leonard to Beverly. Kawhi Leonard. Missed it. Not much more you could ask for from the defense there. Richardson to Simmons. Slam dunk.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Leonard to Gortat. Got it.
It has been. The passing has been great, but the precision of the passing has been next level. Every pass has been delivered right in the pocket, ready for the player to either shoot or dunk the ball.
It goes down.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there, but see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer, always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Here's Leonard for two. That's no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
The screen sets him up for two.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
LA Clippers with the basketball. From the outside, no good.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
And Josh Richardson knocks down a wide open look.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Simmons with it. Looking to make something happen. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
To Beverly. Williams. He was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Williams across the timeline. His guys hold a commanding lead. Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. Doesn't have the touch. No good. To Simmons. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
Has a chance? Yes, Marcin Gortat. He's now 5 for 6.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Beverly. Now pass stolen by the Sixers. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. George lets it fly. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
Look, as a player, this stuff happens all the time. No need to make this into something bigger than what it really is. Move on to the next play. Get locked in.
Doesn't get the bounce. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always run and get back in this one.
Beverly to Gortat. Won't go. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
To Gortat. Another chance to Gortat. Short jumper stays out.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Montrezl Harrell sends it away. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Surveys the floor. Beverly. That's how you defend.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
And he throws it down. Al Horford showing off all the moves. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Here comes the screen. Paul George to Williams. 5 to shoot. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Can't connect on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Beverly into the front court. The advantage is 13 points. High risk, high reward. It stays in their possession. Philadelphia with the basketball. Short jumper off the mark. Probing the defense. George to Beverly. Paul George. Al Horford rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Flushes it home. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
George. And the finish, slam dunk.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Simmons driving, but a shot no good. Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Gotta get through this thing. Get through it.
To George. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Simmons to Richardson. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Beverly into the front court. His team on top by 13. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark. Simmons into the front court. He'll run the offense. Count it.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Here's Simmons with it up top. The deficit now up to 13. To Embiid. And it's George there for the rebound. George. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Simmons with it. His guys currently down by 13. Knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Changes coming from both sides right now. Simmons to Embiid. To Horford. Shot from the lane won't go. Deep three at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The fourth quarter coming up. And a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Joseph with it. His guys trail by 13. There it is, Al Horford. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Leadership's greatest values occur in between the lines and not necessarily in the box score. And that's the type of leader that Al Horford is. He's the first all-star free agent to choose Boston in decades. And let me tell you this, the legacy of greatness runs deep in the family. His father, Tito Horford, was the first Dominican basketball player to ever play in the league, which goes to show you why Al has such a great feel for the game.
Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Mike Scott, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 76% from the line. Off the mark on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Mike strikes. Scott swats it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. Here's a chance from long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Clippers have the basketball. Probing the defense. George, that right there, Jay, his 8th 3 of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his foul through.
Knock loose. That's a momentum play right there. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And when the ball gets the defense rotating from side to side, you're bound to find opportunities for each other.
Beverly into the front court. It's an 11-point game. Here comes the screen. It's PG for 2. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
The drive, right to the basket, right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Screen coming. LA with 4 to shoot. Paul George. Trying to cash in. Not going down for him this time. George works it to Beverly. Down to 5 on the 24. Paul George fires. Sixers call for time as he'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Knock loose. Clippers have it. Kawhi Leonard. Count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
There it is. Al Horford, now 4 for 9.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Leonard. That's what you've come to expect. Your best players making baskets. Sixers have the basketball. Crosses in for two.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Leonard. Paul George. Beverly. Tough shot. Well defended.
Notice that the defense isn't giving him as much space anymore. They're crowding him every time he catches the ball and really getting into his legs defensively.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Beverly into the front court. The lead is 11. Leonard to Beverly. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Leonard. He engulfed him that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Beverly. George. Here's Leonard for 2. Taking advantage of the defender. Nice ball fake.
Yeah, I've been in this situation before. Just raise your hand. We got to switch.
Joseph with it. Looking to make something happen. Driving right to the basket. He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard. Cleans it up. And a putback slam.
If you know anything, it comes down to who wants it more. And right now, the offense is just hungrier.
And the finish. Jay, Euro stepping for 2.
Ooh, Ed, looking like the young Manu Ginobili with hair out there with the Euro step.
That wasn't that long ago, was it? Curling inside. And he knocks it down, Jay. Now whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Has a look. And scores.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
It's LA Clippers ball. To Paul George. Leonard. To Beverly. Fires the 3. Off the iron. No good.
He was absolutely scoring at will in the first half. But now that the defense has picked up, don't try to do too much. Less is more.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Leonard. To Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Paul George! Tips it. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. Substitution being made in this one. Simmons to Embiid. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Here's Leonard for two. And it's Harris who's able to clear the rebound. And the front court comes Simmons. His guys down by 9. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. No good. But 2 shots coming up for Joel Embiid.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Misses the first. Oh, he missed them both. To George. To Beverly. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
To Leonard. Screen coming. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
The reality is no one can guard a player at his level one-on-one. The help defense needs to be shown, and he needs to see a series of obstacles instead of just one individual.
Clippers have got it. To Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard knocks it down from mid-range. Sixers control it. Simmons to Embiid. To Richardson. Knocked loose. Clippers have it.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Down to 5 on the 24. Here's Leonard for 2. Working hard on the glass. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Simmons with it. Trailing by 15. Knocked loose. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Leonard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Kawhi Leonard in his own world. Nobody near him. He sinks it for 3.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Slams it down. Big finish for Joel Embiid. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
LA with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard. The rebound taken down by the Sixers. From the painted area, won't go down. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. Long key from 3/4 court. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. And for the very first time in franchise history, they are NBA champions. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers must be feeling a million different things right now, all of them great. They've done it, NBA champions. Only a select few get a chance to experience the view from the mountaintop, and they absolutely deserve it. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Clippers. The 76ers won't get to lift the Larry O'Brien trophy. It was one of the best seasons in the franchise history, but without a championship, it's likely to be forgotten. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
That's another postseason in the books, and I'm already dreading the wait for more hoops. See you next season.